What's up, guys? Welcome to the 2013 Pro Worlds MPO Final 9. In first place, we have Paul Macbeth. Four back of him in second place is Nico LaCastro. Third place, one back of that is Will Schustrick. And rounding out the top four in fourth place is Dave Feldberg. Alright, we got Paul Macbeth kicking things off here on hole 1. Hole 1's pretty open, not too many trees in the way, a little bit downhill. Looks like he's throwing one of his rock threes there, gets a little too much turn out of it and lands over by those trees there. Nico LaCastro is up second now, just throwing a big hyzer bomb, letting it fade back towards the pin. Really nice shot. Skips, almost gets in there. He's landing about 10 feet past the basket. Here's Will's shot. And just like Nico, he's taking a similar line, just throwing a little hyzer, let it fade back. Almost gets the ace there. I thought that was going in, but just a little bit short. Dave Feldberg up now. Again, just letting it fade back towards the pin. Gets a really nice skip, and he's landing right there. That's where Paul's drive landed, right at the edge of those trees there. Really nice shot from him. Almost made that, probably about 45 feet out from a knee, just off to the left there. Here's Will's putt for Birdie. He's got it, no problem for him. There's where Dave landed, maybe 10-15 feet out. And now Nico, again, maybe 15, maybe 20 feet. Shouldn't be a problem for him. Not too much wind. Got it. And there's Paul tapping in his par. So, birdies for everyone except Paul Macbeth. His lead's down to 3 strokes, and then everybody else is just one off after that. On to hole 2, we got Nico LaCastro's throwing a big sky ante. The basket it's about 300 feet straight, then a 90-degree turn, and then a couple hundred more feet up a hill. You can see his drive got stuck in the trees there and got knocked down. Will's taking a similar line, just throwing a big ante, letting it get through the gap there. Have a nice open look for a second shot. And Dave Feldberg, Dave's actually going roller here. Gonna get right through those trees. And you'll see it circle back around right there. Nice shot for him. Gonna have a nice open look. And Paul Macbeth going forehand. He's the only one who chose the forehand route. Really nice shot. Just straight, let it skip. And again, he's gonna have a nice open look. Here's Dave Feldberg. There you can kind of see the opening is right there between those trees. And then there's a look up the hill there. You'll get a better shot in just a second. Now Paul's drive has got lost behind the trees there. He actually kind of faded back to the left a little more than he was hoping. But Nico throwing a huge sky ante there. Really nice shot. Faded towards the pin. Just about 20-30 feet short. And unfortunately he did get stuck behind some bushes. You'll see it in just a second here. But there's Will's shot. Nice shot for him. Lands in the open. No problem. Paul going a little bit far, but he's going to have a nice easy look for a putt. And there's the bushes that Nico got stuck behind. He actually didn't make it through on his first shot, got stuck in there, and there was his second shot out. And here's Will's putt for par, probably about 35-40 feet uphill, just off to the right there. No problem tapping his bogey there. And here's Nico as well for bogey. Slight downhill angle, nothing too bad. He's got that. Paul for par, and Dave for par as well. And Paul and Dave parred that. Will and Nico unfortunately took a bogey. So now Will and Dave are tied for third. Here's Paul Macbeth's drive on hole 3. Downhill. Got to go way over some trees or through that little tunnel there. And Paul Macbeth absolutely crushes this drive. This had to have gone close to 600 feet. He absolutely bombed that thing. And now Nico's trying to do the same thing as Paul. You'll see it here in just a second. Or actually, no, Nico didn't get it quite high enough. Hit those trees there, and you'll see it drop down right there. Here's Will's drive. And Will starts fading out a little bit early. Didn't quite get the turn he was hoping for. And unfortunately, I missed Dave's drive, but he landed similar to Will there. That's where Dave's drive landed. Just getting out of those bushes there. He didn't have a good look. So he's just kind of laying up a little bit. And here's Nico's second shot. Throwing a big turnover. There's some trees. The basket's kind of tucked to the right. They're past those bushes in that opening there, and Nico did unfortunately get stuck in there, but it's not OB, so he doesn't have to worry about that. There's Will's second shot. Really nice shot from him. Clears all the bushes, lands right in the opening. You can see the basket. Paul's actually going forehand. There's a big tree he's got to get around. Looks like he's throwing one of his maxes there. Just letting it fade back towards the pin, probably about 25-30 feet short maybe. Here's Dave Feldberg's third shot. Going with a backhand, just throwing straight at it. He did go a little bit past down that hill, but it doesn't drop off. It's nothing severe. Here's Nico's out, getting out of those bushes. He completely could not see the basket, couldn't see anything, and lands about 5 feet away from the basket. Really nice shot for him. And there's Will from about 45 feet out, just off to the right there. And now Paul Macbeth, again, probably 40-45 feet out. Just off the cage there. He'll still have a look for birdie, though. That would have been a really nice eagle. He would have really liked that. Dave Feldberg tapping in his birdie. And Nico as well for birdie. And the rest of them are all just going to tap in their birdies as well. Birdies all around, star frame there. Paul's still in first, Nico in second, and Dave and Will are tied for third still. And Paul Macbeth on 4 now. Just throwing a big turnover. The basket's way down there to the right behind that big tree. So fortunately I didn't get to see these drives finish. But they all, of course, just crushed them. They all throw big turnovers. There's Nico, similar line as Paul, right behind that tree. Will Shoestrick now. Again, throwing a big turnover. It didn't look like it, but Will's did turn over just about the same. And Dave Feldberg actually going roller again. Same as hole 2. He's the only one that chooses the roller line, and it works out just fine for him. There's Paul Macbeth's second shot. Just throwing straight at it. Going about 10-15 feet past. And here's Dave Feldberg off the front of the cage. He would have really liked that one. Get a stroke back on Will, who you can see his shot right there. Lands just past the basket. No problem for him. And now here's Nico's second shot. And it looks like he was hoping for some more fade there. A little bit to the right of the basket. Probably not as close as he was hoping, but this still shouldn't be a problem for him. Maybe about 10-15 feet out. That's easy. Everybody else tapping in. Dave Feldberg just dropping in. He's absolutely parked there. Again, back-to-back star frames. Birdies all around for everyone. Nothing changed on the score there. Paul still in first, Nico in second, tie for third. And now here's Paul Macbeth's drive on hole 5. This one's pretty open. These guys are basically just throwing big hyzers. There's nothing off to the right and a couple trees to the left, so they're basically just throwing towards that road, something slightly overstable, let it fade back into the open fairway. Here's Nico's shot. Going straight out along those power lines there, fading back into the fairway. Really nice shot for him. And Will Shoestrick now. Again, very similar to Nico's shot, maybe a little bit farther. And now we got Dave Feldberg on the tee. I think he threw a halo on this, gold line halo. And these guys are just throwing absolute bombs on this hole. There's no trees in the way, no elevation to worry about, so they're just crushing it. Here's Paul Macbeth's second shot. And that was probably a good 200 or so feet away, and he just parks it. He's probably about 3 feet short of the basket. Dave Feldberg's up shot, again, maybe he's 5 feet out. These guys are just, having no problem with this hole. There's Nico again, just absolutely parked. And now Will Shoestrick for his second shot. And again, within about a 5-foot circle, they all landed there. Dave Feldberg tapping in, Will, and now we got Nico tapping in his, and Paul Macbeth up last. Again, 3 holes in a row, birdies all around, same scores, Paul in first, Nico's second, Will and Dave still tied for third. And here's Paul Macbeth on hole 6, throwing a nice turnover there. The basket's kind of across that street and to the right a little bit. So you want to throw something, get some turn out of it and get across that street. There's Nico hitting a really nice gap between those trees. Now here's Will Schustrick actually going roller. It's hard to tell if he meant for that to be a roller or not, because it did hit some trees and didn't quite make it across. And then Dave Feldberg, that was his drive there. There's where Will landed. He hit that tree and just kind of stopped. You can see the basket there through all those trees. The road right there is OB, but Dave was about 6 inches short of going OB, so he was okay. And now here's where Nico's drive landed. You could see the basket kind of straight through there. And now Nico's fading out a little bit early. Hit that tree, might have saved him, but definitely didn't help him get as far as he wanted. And now Paul going forehand. There is a nice opening over there if you can hit it properly and get through those trees. Now Nico, his third shot here after he bounced off that tree branch. He's got a long look at it. He's running it and just a little bit short. His putts hadn't been falling all week. He was very upset about that. And there's Will's up shot. Now here's Paul Macbeth. Probably about 25 feet out. Absolute money for him right there. And Dave Feldberg, probably 10, 15 feet out. Nico tapping in. And Will's going to finish up right behind him. And birdies for Paul and Dave, and Nico and Will take pars. So now Dave is actually tied with Nico for second. Paul's still in first. And here's Paul Macbeth's drive on hole 7. There is a lake off to the right there, but that's far out of play for these guys. They got to kind of go straight and then to the right through those trees. So they're all basically just laying up at the edge of the tree line. Dave Feldberg going roller again. I think that's the third time now. Kind of rolls down that hill there, but he's still got a nice open look. And now here's Nico LaCastro's drive. Again, just throwing straight out there, trying to get, up by those trees, take them out of play. There's a nice opening between all the trees there towards the basket. And Will Schustrick, again, almost exactly the same as Nico. Just landing right in between all those trees there. Have a nice open look. Here's Dave where his roll landed, or where his roll ended, I should say. And he's actually going back-to-back rollers here. Dave was really liking that roller this round, apparently. Rolls towards the basket. Nice shot for him. Paul Macbeth, again, forehand, looks like one of those maxes. You can see it fade back towards the pin and get a big skip right next to the basket. And Nico's second shot there, unfortunately, was a little low and got stuck in those bushes. So he's going to have a difficult shot. And now Will Schustrick with his second shot, throwing it straight, letting it fade back towards the pin. And again, he got a big skip as well. And there's Nico's third shot. You can see where that landed. And Nico's got a super death putt now, probably about 25 feet away, 30 feet away, and it drops off, maybe 2 feet after the basket, and it probably drops down 20 feet. So this is a crazy death putt, and he just absolutely bangs it. So birdies all around. Score is still the same. Paul is in first. Nico and Dave are tied for second, and Will is rounding it out in fourth. Here's Paul Macbeth's drive on 8. You can either go through this little opening here, which most of them are going to do there. You can see Paul. Or you could try and go up and over, but if you go up and over, you run the risk of getting knocked down and getting stuck in those trees, and there is a little river that runs through there. And now Will, I thought he was going to go straight through, but he actually takes the up and over route, and of course, for him, not a problem, makes it over, lands right in front of everybody there. And there's Nico, just absolutely parked, probably about 200 feet away, and he hits the pole. No problem for him. There's Dave. He took the same route straight through. He's probably about 5 feet away now. And Paul Macbeth, his upshot, skips a little past the basket, but probably only about 6, 7 feet away. And there's Will after his up and over the trees look, and he's again maybe 2 or 3 feet out. These guys are having no problem with this hole. Once you get through that gap, it's pretty open. There you go. Everybody taps in their birdie. So going into the final hole, Paul Macbeth is up 5 on Nico LaCastro and Dave Feldberg, and Will Schustrick is in 4th place. Here's Paul's drive on hole 9. Pretty open hole, just kind of ending things on an easy hole. Just throwing a big hyzer, letting it skip up towards the basket. Easy look for 2. And Nico taking a very similar route, just throwing a nice hyzer. Gonna let it skip. Tries to get some love off the sidewalk there, but unfortunately it hits a crack or something and bounces the wrong way. Dave Feldberg taking a much less severe hyzer route. Gets a nice skip, probably about 20 feet out. And Will Schustrick, I'm not sure if it was frustration or what, but he kind of just ripped it straight and ends up in those bushes there. There's his second shot off the front of the cage. Didn't really matter for him. And now Nico for birdie, and unfortunately he misses. And now that putt for Nico is actually going to end up costing him the spot as Dave Feldberg taps in the birdie for second place. Will Schustrick with taps in his par for fourth. And now here's Nico tapping in his par for third. And Paul Macbeth got it. 2013 World Champion, back-to-back Paul Macbeth. Congratulations, Paul. That's a really good accomplishment. I think only Barry and Ken Climo have done that. So there's the final hole there. Birdies for Paul and Dave, and pars for Nico and Will. And the final overall scores, -90, -84, -83, -85.